Well, earlier this week, a University of Houston student took their own life on campus. This is the second incident within 33 days. This morning, the school community is hurting. Healing, as we know, is a process, and helping navigate the reality of all of this is Dr. Norma Nago, Director of Counseling and Psychological Services, known as CAPS at University of Houston. Dr. Nago, thank you so much for chatting with us this morning. We do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
In light of these events, have you seen an increase in students or faculty and staff seeking mental health treatment?
Just in this week alone, yes, we've had an increase in the requests for suicide prevention training. Our training is called KPR, Question, Persuade, Refer. Definitely had an uptick in that, and then also an uptick in students coming in and talking with us surrounding specifically the suicide this week.
Yeah, it's a painful week, not only for obviously the school community, but for the Houston community and communities across the country. This isn't something that's exclusively impacting University of Houston or even the Houston community. What are steps people can take if they notice their loved ones might need to seek treatment or intervention of some sort?
Yeah. Noticing the signs and symptoms is the first step, is seeing when you see a change in someone's behavior, their mood, someone who normally is, talkative and is more quiet and isolating, any changes in appetite and sleep, just irritability, and for our students, just disruption in the classroom and academic performance. But if anybody notices any signs, I think the biggest thing is to check in with that person and ask them if they're okay, how are they doing? Do they need to talk? Do they need assistance? And knowing that there are the available resources on campus to refer them. And so this training that we teach with the QPR is exactly that, is to recognize those signs and symptoms and to know how to ask the person that question and then persuade them, refer them to CAPS and other mental health resources and resources of support on campus to have more attention to what's going on for them.
This is not a one and done type thing. This is something that, if you need help today, you might need help down the road. This is not something to be ashamed of. It's an ongoing conversation that needs to be had. And the more we talk about it, the better it is for not only those who are being impacted by mental health disorders or issues, but for those of us who can help people who are experiencing tough times. You talk about training, you talk about resources. This is something that the university, from what I'm being told, is continuing to strengthen as we move forward. Can you elaborate a little more on some of those resources that you might not have mentioned already?
Absolutely. In addition to the QPR, we have another training that we really strongly encourage literally everyone at the university to take, which is helping students of concern. And that is a workshop that it's one step even before the QPR, the suicide prevention. That's really literally looking at signs and symptoms of someone who might be struggling, someone who might be in distress, and someone who may be suicidal. So there's a range there. So recognizing, what to look out for, and when it happens, then how to talk to that person specifically, and then again, how to share the resources with them and assist them to get the help that they need. So that is a training that I would encourage literally everyone at the university to take, because we just teach you really essential skills. We hear a lot from our community, well, how do I know how to intervene in that situation? I've never been trained to do that. We don't need to be trained. We can show you the basic skills, how to be human, and just ask someone how they're doing. And if there is more that you hear there, then you'll know how to refer them to professional assistance on campus. So there's that. In addition to that, we have the resource called Let's Talk, which is our on-site across campus consultation service. So CAPS has our in-house counseling, but we're also stationed across the campus. So students, staff, and faculty have access to us and can drop in at these locations conveniently across campus. This week, we've extended our hours so that it's more convenient for the community to be able to drop in just to consult about everything. It doesn't mean you have to do counseling. It's just really if you need to talk in that moment, or have a question about something, or want to consult or need advice, that is a good way to do that as well.
Dr. Nago, are these services free?
Absolutely. All the trainings that we offer, the Helping Students of Concern, the QPR, those are both 1 hour and they're free. So is Let's Talk. There's no paperwork. It's very quick. Again, sometimes it's a barrier when students think about, oh, I have to go in, I don't have a lot of time, I have to get in between my classes to fill out a lot of paperwork with the traditional counseling, but the consultation services are a lot faster and sometimes less intimidating for our students. But it's a good, I think, transition. If they want more, then we would refer them actually to CAPS for more counseling or assessment of further need for services.
Yeah, it truly does take a community. Dr. Nago, before I let you go, I want to ask you two more questions. One, being a mental health expert, what is your message to people watching right now who might be struggling? And if they are a student, where can they go to reach you or more services on campus?
Yeah. I want to say, please know that there's hope, because things happen every minute of your day. And if 1 minute looks very hopeless and you feel like there's no options, if you just take 1 minute to talk to one person, you may find that there's something that you haven't even thought about yet. And so that's why we're here to offer different options and things for students to think about and someone to listen to them. So I want to say that to our students, that there is hope if you can talk to one person, and you can just call our main number, which is 713-743-5454. It's on our website as well, uh.edu/CAPS. And literally a lot of people on the campus know about our services. So you just say CAPS and then they can direct you to us. Call me directly and I'm happy to assist. That first step is the hardest, but once you do that, things can get better. And I think we all need to be eyes and ears for each other in this community. We should all encourage each other and check in and listen and notice, pay attention to each other, give each other a minute of your time.
Yeah. Things can get better, things will get better. We so much appreciate you coming on the show this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the time.
And remember, you are not alone. If you or someone you know is having a mental health crisis, including considering suicide, there is help available to you, to your loved one. You can contact the Suicide and Crisis Hotline 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can call or text 988. Again, that number to call or text is 988.